Kirby Air Riders is launching. In fact, it's probably already out for some areas of the world when this video is releasing. But I would like to talk about my initial thoughts from playing the demo, and soon to be, of course, the full game. Now, as somebody who has played the original Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube, I definitely feel like this game is a proper sequel, a proper step up, and it's honestly, well, it was pretty unexpected, and it's awesome to see. I mean, hey, Nintendo really has been fulfilling people with what they want. Want a Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door remake? There you go. Want a Super Mario RPG remake? Even though it doesn't have 7 stars in the title anymore, there you go. Sure, there's a price to be had for it, but you're getting it. I mean, you want something, you gotta pay for it. And I will say, though, Kirby Air Riders does live up to that quality. This really does feel like the Smash Bros. For the Switch 2, and whether or not we will see one, well, that's out of the question. We're here to talk about Kirby Air Riders after all. Now, of course, the first big feature of Kirby Air Riders is the fact that there are a multitude of characters. Now, in the demo, not every character is available, but there are a lot in the main game, and I'm honestly quite impressed by this. The fact that, well, there was only Kirby, a multitude of colors of Kirby's in the original game, and hey, I mean, it was just literally called Kirby Air Ride for a reason. Now, of course, there was Meta Knight and King Dedede. They were featured all over the box for whatever reason, but I don't know what it is. They just felt extremely hard to unlock, and as somebody who, well, played a lot of that game as a kid, I never did unlock any of those characters. So you certainly feel a lot more spoiled having these, well, all these other characters just unlocked from the beginning, and eventually, I'd imagine, to be unlocked. Now, I've only played City Trial, and that's, of course, the main key feature for, the Kirby Air Ride series, City Trial. And it does feel fantastic. Like, the fact that there is, of course, online multiplayer. The original game had LAN, and that is not online multiplayer. It's more like a local area network. That's literally what LAN stands for. So, yeah, that's not online. This is the first time it was online. Sure, you could use Parsec and all these other things, but if you wanted to actually have the true Kirby Air Ride experience, you had to go gather your friends around or, do some Parsec thing, which, I'll be honest, Nintendo, yeah, they're finally cashing in on that. They're pretty late for that. So this, being the fact that we're having Kirby Air Riders, this is the true, Kirby Air Ride online experience. And, of course, it's better, the fact that there's 16 players. There's probably some mod out there or something, or some hack pack, as people call it. But you know what? I think this is phenomenal. It feels like complete chaos, to say the least, like good chaos. Like there's a lot of fun, a lot of parts to be had. There still is a lot of different vehicles compared to the original. Now, when the game is ending per se, you get to pick between 4 different events. And let's say your friend picks like Gourmet Race, for example, and you pick like Button Fest Mash, whatever it's called. Well, you're both not going to face in that. You'll pick in the designated event you feel like you're best suited for your stats, which is nice because I'll be honest, in the original game, 8 times out of 10, you're probably getting an event that you didn't need all those stats for, and after all, you're probably just grabbing random stats. It's unlikely you were hyper-fixating on one stat to begin with, so it is nice the fact that there are 4 different events to pick from at the end, and also a lot of different vehicles to choose. Now, something I will say, it is a little weird for characters to have copy ability hats for when, copy abilities are really meant for Kirby. I mean, there is Gooey, of course, Gooey got copy abilities, but it just felt a little strange, and it breaks the formula of Kirby to begin with. Like, we're getting out of traditional bounds here. And that not necessarily is something bad. It's just, well, interesting to say the least. I know, like, Meta Knight in the original game and King Dedede, they had their own set copy abilities, but they weren't able to get copy abilities. Kind of like Kirby's Return to Dreamland or something. For example, you were stuck with Sword, but hey, if you wanted Sword, you had Sword. Now, it is a little jarring to see, like, Cutter Rick or something, but it's kind of neat, though. You could almost say it takes a fan's look, a fan's, lens through it, and that's exactly what kind of game you're seeing from here. And I'll be quite frank, it is nice. It's a refreshing change of pace. Now, there are new events, though, as well, when you get to the end of City Trial, and those new events are, well, pretty nice. I don't know, I just didn't really care for the new events a ton when I played the original. Really just, I should say, the events in general. Like, I don't know, it's like City Trial was neat, but I just felt there wasn't, like, a ton to it. There should have been, more happening. Like, the fact that there's only 4 players driving around in a set map in Kirby Air Ride, it's not a whole lot happens. Like, yeah, there's events that happen and stuff, And of course, those do still happen in Kirby Air Riders, but the fact that there are 16 freaking players, 4 times the amount compared to the original, you're going to be zip, zap, zopping all over the place, running into other people, having a bunch of stuff happen. That's what really creates this, chaotical sense to this. And it really goes to show that City Trial is still the main feature and the creme de la creme of Kirby Air Ride, the series in general. Now, I bet people are probably thinking, is this worth the $70 price tag? So far, I would say yes, but that can be, up in the air. I know that it has been controversial with the, just price tag in general. I would not recommend buying Amiibo for this. I don't exactly know how well that would detail. I mean, you're going over $100 for something including this game. The Switch 2 is $450, in the States, but I can't say I can warrant buying Amiibo for that. Now, if there was a Rick Amiibo, at launch, I would go out and get that right away, but $50? I feel like the game prices are okay, but the Amiibo prices, I mean, Nintendo's just driving themselves into a hole at this point. They basically want Amiibo to fail, and I don't know, they're just kind of seeing who bites. That is insane. There definitely is an upped, level of quality for Amiibo, but Amiibo sold for originally $12.99, and yeah, they increased to about $16.99, but we're seeing over a triple increase in the price. I can't say that. Imagine if your games were, increased that much. Yeah, they're cool little figures and stuff, but it really just kind of makes me think as well, we're in this time to where back, the 2000 Nintendo, if you wanted some merchandise of a Kirby game or something, you ain't finding that, unless you go on eBay or something. Nowadays, it's you can go to any store and they've got Japanese merchandise of Kirby imported already, and sure, you can't read it per se unless you use your translating app or you studied it for years, but it's there, and now we got Amiibo. It's what I said, we're really in the get what you pay for era. It exists, but you gotta cost for it. But I will say it is cool that you can swap out the figures with different riders and stuff. I mean, this literally feels like Nintendo has their own toy line now. Yeah, they really are a toy company, they originate, but the Amiibos feel more than just now just figures you just scan occasionally. They actually feel like something that there's depth to them. People can create their own plush videos. But figure videos with Kirby Air Ride figures. Yeah, we're gonna see the videos now, folks. I'm calling it now. But overall, then, I would say those are my initial thoughts of Kirby Air Riders. I think the game is great. I think the game is fun. As somebody who didn't really care for the original as much, I understand it's a fan favorite, but I do think it's kind of in that mid area. I did grow up with it. I know there's a lot of people that like it. There's people that like the game more than me, but I don't know. As time went on, I kind of had an eye-opener. People said, yeah, this game isn't as great as they said it was, the original for GameCube. I was like, I can agree with that to an extent. I do have fun with the original Kirby Air Ride. I do know there's a lot of people out there that enjoy it a lot, but I think Kirby Air Riders is the proper successor. It's the more accessible now as well. I know there's probably going to be people arguing in the comments saying price-wise, XYZ, this, that. I mean, yeah, it is technically cheaper to buy a GameCube and a copy of that, or, I was saying about Parsec. I'll say that at most, but I do think this is the more, easily accessible. Go out in a store, get it, rather than going online and needing some card to buy something, whatever it may be. But with that being said, then, I hope everyone enjoys Kirby Air Riders. I know I'm not going to be picking up at launch, but I know I will be enjoying the game when I get the chance to do so, just because, life's been busy for me and whatnot. But with that being said, hope you have a great rest of your night, day, time zone, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.